Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. We have a Bolens on the table, 2016. This is a customer's machine. Heather brought it back, said it was running, and then it stopped. She poured the fuel out of the tank, put more fuel in it, but we did the turkey baster test, and there was a little bit of water droplets in the fuel sample. So we're gonna take the carb off and clean it, blast out the tank, make sure that's dry and clean, put it all back together, and then tell her it's ready for pickup. I think I need to do an oil change. I'll include that in the service, and she wants the blade sharpened. We had looked at the oil in the initial video, and it needs to be rectified. So let me lift the table up. We'll buzz this thing apart. Need an 8 and 7 millimeter. 8's up here for the 3 recoil, and then 8 and 7 down to get the backing plate off. I got to figure out where I can put you so I don't keep banging you in the ankle. This might be good. Clucky and Dino are on the job today. They were super excited to come out and help Tommy do the work. They're gonna assist in this turd festival. So we have a 2014 came in from the scrapper that delivers, and that one was something I sold. I saw my price tag sticker, the painter's tape on it. So we checked that one out. Whoops, there goes that. Let me grab the cover here. So it looks like I sent this one out with a new primer bulb. It does not match the age and condition of the rest of the machine. So new blade, new primer bulb. Okay. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Eight's there. A little bit more. There we go. Switch over to my 7 or 9/32 will suffice. This goes pretty quick. I can usually blast these out in 20 minutes or less. So I'm gonna lift the tank up, get that off, pull the carb off, wiggle it loose, turn the linkage to the side, of the carb to the side to get the Z-bend out. Let me take the O-ring and the white keeper off. We're gonna have to reinstall that. Grab my needle nose, disconnect the fuel line right here at the carb, and then just pull that apart. Brr, 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 brr. There we go. So it's got fuel in it. I'm going to put that in a container. So we'll see what came out of this. Looks like American Airlines is coming in. Yeah. So I take my Stanley number 20. It's got a wide head on it here, and just put it in here between this crack and just pry it. I'm sure there's ways of doing it. It seems to work for me. Just put that in there and twist. Gives me a little air gap. And then finish it off. Yeah, more water. More so in the bowl, which I assumed the water's gonna settle down, and we got more droplets than before. Yeah, about half. Looks like about half water, half gas, the way it's looking. So, like I said in the initial video, I've got to tell her to get rid of the gas she's got. She said she's got a generator she uses the non-ethanol in, so I'm wondering what kind of condition the generator's in. When you're blasting out these bowls, get in there, and that little cubby there, water has a tendency to hide in those two crevices. Have you guys ever used this bottom plug to get it out? I think I did once, and it was a hassle, so I never did it again. Okay, so that's on and ready. So I'm just gonna, I might as well pop the main jet and blast that out. Since I'm into it this far, I got a Phillips here that'll do. Just pop that up. And just give it a light blasting. Stick my little screwdriver under there, pop the secondary jet off. Little bit of buildup right there. There's some debris. This side showing more debris. So let's clean that up with some compressed air. Hit that with the air and water droplets, pour it up the top of the tube. I put my fingers over the 6 holes, and I blast down, and you'll get a squirt of air through the brass jet. Okay, I'm confident with that. Secondary jet, let's blast that. Put my finger over the bottom of the tube, blast here. Forces all the air out of the secondary. Put this back together. Now we'll do some We'll do some blasting on this. I always check the needle. I'll blow on the intake nipple and let it drop, and then up. Should stop my breath from going through. That mimics what the fuel's going to do. If I can't blow air through here with it down, then something's clogging it. Two thumbs down on the cartridge. This goes really fast. I've done hundreds of these things. Grab the two screws with the wide heads. Those washer style heads hold the bowl down. And I'm gonna hand tighten these because I don't like over torquing the plastic. I'm just going to do them by hand with a 1/4-inch drive. Okay, just snug it down. Snuggy, snuggy. I'm going to put my O-ring in and the white keeper kit clip. O-ring down in that channel, and then this keeper keeps it from falling out. Clip that down, and now we're ready to go on. So I'll get the end of this linkage, the Z-bend, and fish it through. Then we got to work on the tank, drain what's in the tank, blast it out real quick. With the carb off, I'm going to take my 8 and just tighten these two intake screws in. They weren't very loose. Just looking at my paint job. That's Earl Scheib's quality. I'm not going to complain. Okay, let's feed the carb onto the intake tube. A little bit of pressure, rock it back and forth until it can't go anymore. Let's work on the tank. Let me get a container. Yeah, there's some water droplets down there, but the majority of it had already made its way down into the bowl. Yeah, there is some down there. So what I like to do on the caps, there's a little breather hole. I'll blast that a little bit. And if there's any water in the cap, it's going to force it out. So don't give it full force. Give it a little squirt. You see all the water just popped out there. You had a couple of water droplets. Okay. Then I goose the fuel hose. Make sure that's free and clear. And I'm going to blast the inside of the car tank. Okay, that's nice and dry. I'm happy with that. We'll put this in place now. Put the lanyard back in place. Looks like it popped off. Okay, Clucky and Dino, you guys still supervising? How much are you getting an hour to supervise Tommy time? Room and board. Food once a day. One meal. Okay. We'll blast this together here. Get this gas out of the way so I don't spill it. Okay. Do a little cleanup. Normally I would wash this stuff and let it dry in the sun. And then start something else, start another project. But since you're here, I can't loaf. Forward, Tommy. Never go in reverse unless you have to. Okay, switch to my 8, put the sheet metals in. We're plowing ahead like a caterpillar bulldozer. Okay. I might give the recoil a couple of squirts of oil just to help that along since it's off. Be nice to oil up the spring, get better action out of it, doesn't rust and break. United Airlines. Yep. Three recoils. So there is enough oil in it so we can start it. It'll be a good opportunity for me to let the engine heat up, and then I can change the oil. Let me blast this cover off. And let me throw a filter on it right now. And yes, you should oil them up. But I always skip that part, so now I'm doing it. So I got a little container here I use, because I use the Haveline in the 3-quart bag, and that's hard to fill, so I transfer it into this to make it easy to pour, just a 1 gallon. So I just put a little oil on it and saturate it. You don't want to put so much that it's blocking the air. You just want to block the dust. Who's clapping for me? Well, that was nice of you guys. Okay. So that's going to be beautiful. Since it's up here, I'll put some fuel in it. Let me wipe off my oily hands now. That's the only disadvantage. Neighbor, I fixed a couple of his 2-cycle machines recently. He just gave me the beep, the how you doing beep. Okay, so we're getting rid of the old oil. JetBlue on the way. What do you say? Hey, hey, hey. I nearly gave Heather a full tank. I'll have to charge her an extra 75 cents. Okay. Now let's get down to business. You guys want to stay on for the ride? Okay. Hold on. We'll drop this down and give it the old whirly whirl. Make sure the cap's on the oil filler. It is. Hold on, guys. Oh, she's got it kind of low. She's got this kind of low, or it's not set up properly. The front's higher than the back. The deck's uneven. Okay, so this is back on the way. That's high, but this is low. Okay, there we go. Ho, ho, ho. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I call it a 2-pull Annie. Okay, I thought it was going to be a 2-pull Annie. That was kind of a half-assed 1-pull Annie. I thought, boy, I hope it's not a sheared keyway. I kind of had the feeling of out of time, but then it finally caught itself and ran smooth. I was in somewhat of a panic. So that worked out fine. It was just a little hesitant on whether it wanted to run or not. So all is good, smoothed out. I'm happy. 1-pull Annie. You guys guess 1-pull, you win a prize. So any questions, comments, concerns, you can email me, tommyperiodtime@yahoo.com. Appreciate you coming out. Success on Heather's Bolens 21-inch cut. The 500E, it's a 2016 model year, 140cc. You guys have a good day. Appreciate you coming out. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Adios, amigos.